Good afternoon. So it's time for the Tech Talk Show this afternoon with me, Kazeem. And as usual, I'm not going to be alone on the show today. So I've got an interesting guest on the show with me today. And together we're going to be talking artificial intelligence, right? AI on Azure and also AI in the real world. You know, sometimes people don't get to marry this thing with how it applies to us in the real world. So myself and Rahat are going to be looking at AI today on the show. Good afternoon to you, Rahat.
Thank you. Like it's the morning here. I'm from Montreal, Canada. But thank you for inviting.
Okay. So I've just mentioned that the topic that we're going to be discussing today is AI on Azure and AI in the real world. But I guess before we start, it would be nice for you to let the listeners know a little bit about you, Rat. So it's over to
Thank
you
you.
now.
Sure. My name is Rahat Yasir. I work at CAE in Montreal, Canada, and my role is data and AI platform architect. So CAE is a larger organization. We work in healthcare, military, and also aircraft. So I designed AI data related systems there, and in general, my expertise is in AI and data, any kind of software application that uses data and AI. That's where I can contribute. And it's been 9 to 10 years I'm working in this industry, designed a lot of like applications in different countries, different organizations. And it's been 6 years that I'm a Microsoft MVP in artificial intelligence. And I also like got Canada's top software engineer 30 under 30 back in 2018.
Wow. So it's nice having you on the show today, Rat. So the first question I would like to ask you on the show today is, what is AI? So I guess that will be the best place to start. So can you tell us what AI is?
So unfortunately, I'm not gonna give any sci-fi or like that kind of like information regarding what we see in the movie. But what AI is kind of like just like our software system. Today, when we design a software, we set those rules. We tell them what to do. But the difference with normal software and AI-enabled software or AI application is that software can think, can listen, can take its decision by its experience, by data. So it's like human. So we listen, we hear, we understand. When we give this kind of capabilities to our software system with data, with different kind of machine learning algorithm, it is AI. So it's mostly like some AI application can recognize human face to take decision. Some AI application can find out different kind of like anomalies or unusual stuff. Some AI application can take decision based on its data. Okay, this is the data that is saying, or this is the pattern it is saying. You should go to get into A instead of B. So it's just a human way of replicating into a software.
Okay. Sometimes people get to use this term AI and machine learning interchangeably. So I want you to help us with a clarity on this now. AI and machine learning, are they really the same, or is there a difference between the two terms?
So it's kind of like in the market, there are lots of buzzwords regarding AI, machine learning, deep learning, data science. So actually, what AI is a big umbrella. And under AI, there is machine learning, which is a subtopic of AI. And then under machine learning, there is deep learning, which is a subtopic of machine learning. And there is data science, which is overlapping or connecting all the parts of AI, machine learning, deep learning. So when someone design an algorithm and a human decide those features by itself, handpick those features, that is machine learning. But when algorithm automatically by itself select the feature, everything is autonomous, that is deep learning. But all those things together is called artificial intelligence.
Okay, thank you very much for that clarity. Now, let's talk Azure AI, right? So, can you please help us with some of the services up on Azure that we can group under that category, that umbrella of Azure AI, so that our listeners can check out. I believe we've had a number of topics around Azure already, so I believe our listeners already are familiar with what Azure is. But if people would like to just take a peek, a peep to those services, what are some of those very popular Azure services that are AI related?
So there are like in Azure, there are like four types of AI services are available. One is cognitive service, one is bot framework, one is Azure machine learning, and another one is Azure search. So for cognitive service, it's kind of like model as a API or model as a service. So what Microsoft did, they did find out all the common use cases of AI, and then as a small organization, you will have to build those data, collect the data, collect the AI, design the AI model, do all those things. It is expensive, but your use case is very small. So in that case, Microsoft did all the work for you. If you are using a facial recognition in your mobile app, what you will do, you will just use that cognitive service API, which is already there. The AI is ready. You will just send your image, and it will the AI it will tell you there is a face and the age of the face, it's a male or female, and whatever it is. So this is cognitive service. They're like computer vision based API, speech recognition based API, or even anomaly detection based API. Those are into cognitive service. Then the second one is bot framework. We use different kind of like chat bot on a web application or banking application or over the phone. So all those applications, everything is done. It's very easy to use as well. It is falling under bot framework. Anyone can easily build a bot in an hour, maybe, or 30 minutes, something like that. And third one is Azure Search. So you can connect your different kind of like databases, SharePoint with the Azure Search. So it will be way more updated to find out all the key information of your company. And the fourth one, and the most important one, is Azure Machine Learning. So if you are a data scientist, or even if you are not a data scientist, this Azure Machine Learning is giving you all the capabilities that with very low code or even no code, you can train an AI model. So these four are the top Azure AI components.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the next question, you mentioned part of, you already responded to part of the question, but I'll still like to ask you anyway. Azure AI is Microsoft related, it belongs to Microsoft. So people generally would expect it to be easy to work with, right? So I want to check again, just to double check with you. Is Azure AI really easy to work with for a beginner? A beginner, people looking to build a career in AI, and they're thinking it's some kind of, rocket science to work with now. So are there no code or very low code development experience with Azure AI? And, what experience, can you just quickly tell us, what is the experience like for a developer who is using Azure AI and who is also a beginner? Can you share with us, please?
Yes, sure. As I said, there are like three different options as well within Azure AI. One is no code, one is low code, one is full code. So if you are not a coder, but if you want to design AI applications, you can easily do it with Azure AutoML. If you want to code very little and if you want to go with low code option, there is Azure Machine Learning Designer. And if you want to go with full code, you want to do everything custom, then you will go with your own Azure machine learning based notebooks where you will create the virtual machine, do all the algorithms by yourself. So it's very easy to use, like anyone, even if a beginner with a couple of hours of like a session or like tutorial, they can do it.
Okay. How about we talk Ignite for a little bit now? Ignite was last month, right? And a number of announcements was made about Azure AI. So I want you to share with us, what did you find, or what is it that you found to be one of the very coolest, addition to Azure AI, and what can we expect as the future of Azure AI?
So there are like lots of announcements regarding Azure and AI at Ignite. Few of the like top topics I found, there is a form recognizer like feature in cognitive service. It is supporting way more language, way more option, so you can easily use that one. It's kind of like bringing automation or a paperless approach in your office. So right now, all those things that we are doing with invoice, with different kind of like paper-based approach, you can completely make your workplace like lots of paper to no paper, and like it's automatic as well. They are supporting more languages. They also like there were lots of announcement regarding Azure machine learning, where it's supporting Arc. With Arc, you can also have like on-prem like devices, cloud devices combination, so that you can use whatever the computational power or devices that you have today. And Azure machine learning is way more mature. It has way more Azure Kubernetes service based capabilities. All those things are also there. So it's for an enterprise, whether it's small enterprise or big enterprise, to support them end to end for AI. Azure machine learning is providing everything.
Okay, okay. We'd like to go on a short break now, and we'll be back in a very short while. All right, so it's still the Tech Talk Show this afternoon with me, Kazeem, and I still have Rahat Yasir on the show with me this afternoon, talking Azure AI and AI in the real world. Before we move into talking about relationship between AI now and the real world, you've mentioned some new introduction to AI that was announced at Ignite. So let's
Yes.
talk real world for a moment, Rahat. Many people see AI as a technology of the future, and they fail to realize that many aspects of AI is already in use today, even with many of the applications that we're using today, right? So I want to check, can you help us with an example of common Microsoft applications now that comes with AI infusion, right? And what those infusions really are? Yes.
Yes, there are like a lot actually. Like within Microsoft, I believe there are like thousands of AI model that are using to take all those decisions, whether the decisions regarding operating system or training or all the emails or Teams or Office environment, Office 365, everything. If you have used Microsoft PowerPoint of Office 365, if you just write couple of lines and then click designer, it will automatically give you all these proposed design options, so that you don't even need to design those things by yourself anymore. So all those things are done by AI. If you have used Microsoft Teams, the background blur, changing the background, all those things are also AI. And I'm sorry, the Microsoft Mesh, like I was hearing something else because of the like noise and everything. Yes, Microsoft Mesh,
Okay.
all the full applications of HoloLens. So it looks like the connection, they are creating a new connection between the virtual world and the real world. So you don't need to be in the
Yes,
real world,
exactly.
where you can be in the real world sitting somewhere, but you can roam around the world using virtually. So all those Microsoft Mesh, HoloLens, and everything. And even not only Microsoft, yesterday, if you have seen like GTC, Google Technology Conference of NVIDIA, they were also like offering a lot of things regarding Omniverse, which is kind of like a mesh of real and virtual. So before doing and designing an or factory in the like real world, you will design it in the virtual world and see what are the things you need to do, how the production line will be, and then you will do it in the like a real world. Even Microsoft HoloLens is used by Intel for their chip designing, and a lot of like US Army as well. So it is on another level.
Okay, okay. Uh, I still need us to help the listeners or people that will be watching this at a later time now understand this really well. I need them to create a marriage with what we're talking about to be able to relate it to the real world now. So, Rahat, can you help us with a few examples now of how we use AI or how we as a person come in contact with AI in our everyday lives. So maybe that will help people without the knowledge of AI to understand what we're talking about here.
So the thing is, a lot of people thinks AI is just a buzzword. It is just for the future. It's not in praise, but this is wrong. So if you look at your current life, my today's life, I woke up in the morning. The first thing I did is unlock my phone, iPhone. So I looked at my phone. It took a snapshot of my face and it unlocked it by itself through facial recognition. That is an AI.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told Google Home, hey, play this music while I was like getting ready for this talk, so that when I'm talking to a Google Home or Alexa, Cortana, so this
yeah,
conversation are chatbots or natural language processing. That is AI. I did a search about this TikTok before jumping into the call, and that can on Google or Bing search. So that kind of searching is information retrieval AI. We all do a different kind of like e-commerce based shopping on Amazon or Shopify. When we buy something, we get a lot of like new notification, hey, I think you should buy it too. So those are recommendation or personalized shopping. That is also AI. If you have any insurance premium today, whether it's car insurance, home insurance, or health insurance, all those how much you will pay for the insurance, that prediction is done by predictive analytics. That is also AI. If you have any bank account and if you do any kind of like different kind of transaction, every day you're taking $10, all on a sudden one day you have taken $10,000, it will automatically ask you, hey, are you the person? So that kind of like anomaly detection, that is also used in banking sector, which is AI. If you are using electricity, so what the electricity organization or the government does, they use last few weeks of electricity consumption, and they also predict what will be the electricity consumption of next week, and also what is how much they can create, how much electricity they can produce, and find out. They try to keep the electricity consumption always behind, like below the line of maximum produce. So those analysis are done by AI. So literally every single thing we do are doing today in our life are actually used like using AI.
AI. So we come in contact with AI pretty much every day, right?
Yes, every single
Okay.
moment actually.
All right. So, in wrapping up now, for those listening to us right now and would like to build a career in Azure AI or in AI generally, what would your advice, what would your advice be to these people? What would you recommend to these people?
So as I said, Azure AI is literally covering all those like features for small, from small organization to big, to use AI as a service, AI as a platform, or different AI features. So you can there are like different Microsoft certifications with tutorial, so you can take them. One of them is AI 900. Then there is a one on data science, two on data engineering. So you can get the certification. They're very easy to get. When you take that certification, there are lots of like free resources and training provided by Microsoft as well. Just search Microsoft AI 900 training. So you will see all those things are prepared. You will see like it's very easy to use. In few clicks, you will be on the learning portal. You will see videos. You will see blogs. There are like lots of options. And if someone is thinking to explore AI, I will like suggest to check all the options that Azure is providing today. Like from model training to model using to all those AI lifecycle, and that will be like a good approach. Even I have like a few weeks ago, like 3 or 4 months ago, I have published. I was talking to a workshop AI on AI 900. So I
Yeah.
just noticed last week that I was getting a lot of message on LinkedIn. It was just for those people who wants to sit for that exam, and it's on YouTube. Just search Rahat Yasir AI 900. You will find it. It's like a 1.5 hour show, like on YouTube. It got like 10,000 views in a couple of months. I have maybe
Wow.
received 100 plus like messages that all those people passed the exam after attending, seeing this 2 hours video, plus like couple of like tutorials that I have suggested. You can take that one, try it. Plus, there are so many like other learning sources like Coursera, Udemy, like Pluralsight, LinkedIn Learning. There is no shortage of learning, and that's where the world is. AI is here. AI will go further. This is the best time to learn it and build your career.
Thank you so much, Rahat, for coming on the show today. So that is it for the Tech Talk Wednesday today. So I hope you've been able to learn a thing or two about Azure AI and AI in general. But just before we say goodbye now, any last words from you, Rahat?
No, thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy. I've never been to Nigeria, but I have lots of friends from Nigeria, so I hear all the good things about food and the culture and everything. Hopefully, when the pandemic will be over, we'll get some opportunity to visit there and meet everyone in person. But before that, take care of your family, and thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So one very good name to note is the jollof rice. You know, there's always this contention between the Nigerian jollof rice and the Ghanaian jollof rice, right? So when
Okay,
next you're
yeah,
in Nigeria, just mention you want the jollof rice, right? Okay. So remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It's the Tech Talk Wednesday on YouTube, and you can have a rewatch of the previous episodes as well on YouTube. So from myself and Yasir, and I had Big Sam earlier on the show with me, and there's also Mida on the show, and Mira. So it's bye bye, and have a good afternoon.